Automation isn't about tools, it's about removing repetition from your work. If you've ever done the same task multiple times and thought there has to be a better way, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Michał. In this free course, you'll learn how to think about automation, what's worth automating, what isn't, and how to use tools without getting overwhelmed. We'll cover the fundamentals first, then look at real tools, and finish with common mistakes and how to avoid them. It often starts with a simple pattern. Something comes in, a message, a file, or a form submission. You move data somewhere else, you update a system, you send a response, and every time it happens, you take the same steps. The first few times, it feels fine, but when it keeps coming back, you realize the task isn't hard, it's just repetitive. That's when automation becomes relevant. Automation doesn't save time by default. It saves time when it's applied to the right problem. Before we go any further, one important thing. This course is not a tool-specific tutorial focused on platforms like Zapier, Make, or N8N, a copy-paste workflow you don't understand, or a list of tools you should buy. We will use tools later, just not as the starting point. This course is about learning how to think in automation, instead of asking, which tool should I use? You'll understand what automation actually is, and start asking the right question. Is this even worth automating? At its core, automation is very simple. If something happens, then do something. The if is a trigger. It's the event that starts everything. The then is one or more actions. It's what happens automatically after the trigger. Automation tools make it easier to connect multiple apps and schedule tasks triggered by actions, time intervals, and other events. Automation is powerful, but it's not free. It takes time to think things through, set things up, and maintain them, on top of the cost of the tools themselves. You should not automate tasks that happen once, change every time, or take less time than setting them up. Here's a simple rule of thumb. If something happens once, don't automate it. If it happens sometimes, maybe. If it happens often, it's usually worth looking at. Here's a real example from work. We were creating reports for a client once a month, and doing it manually made sense. At some point, the client decided they wanted to receive the same report every day. That's when the decision changed. The task itself didn't get harder, it just became much more frequent. Instead of repeating the same work every day, we decided it was worth automating. The report creation steps were already clear, so we focused on finding the most efficient way to automate the process and choosing the right tools to do it. At first, automation usually comes after the work has already started. You notice something repeating and then decide to automate it. Over time, you learn two things: how long a task takes to do manually and how long it takes to automate it. Once you have that sense, something changes. You start asking whether it's worth automating before you even begin doing the task. You might be wondering where AI fits into all of this. AI can be one of the steps in automation. It might generate text from an article, create images for a post, or even generate video. Automation makes sense when that step becomes part of something you repeat. AI creates the content. Automation handles when it runs and what happens next. We'll use AI and automation tools later on. In the next lessons, I'll share what's worked for me in practice. Lesson 2 is about deciding what is worth automating. I'll show you a simple framework to plan automations before touching any tool. If this way of thinking is helpful, subscribe to the channel. New lessons are coming and each one builds on the previous one. This course is being built for the Flowtools, AI tools and automation group. I share extra materials for each lesson there. For today's lesson, I've prepared a small dictionary of key terms that matches what we covered in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in lesson 2.